Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. I just did one yesterday with a similar theme in mind. Um, as you all know, there's a lot of Beatles talk going on right now, and of course, tomorrow, Thanksgiving here in the United States, um, is the big premiere of the Peter Jackson documentary Get Back, which is promised to be, I believe, over 6 hours worth of footage from the Let It Be Get Back sessions back in 1969. So, with that being said, um, I thought I would do a song ranking from the Let It Be album by the Beatles. So, I'm going to jump into that. There are 14 songs um, from Let It Be, and really it's 12 real songs and then two little snippets of songs. So I'm going to throw them all in there, including the two snippets, and I hope you all enjoy and let me know what you think. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe and let me know if you have any um, any remarks about the album, what your number one is, things like that. All right, so like I said, there were two little snippets of songs that came out of longer jam sessions that the Beatles did during this time. So number 12 on my list is one of those two tracks. It's called Dig It. It's kind of a fade in with John kind of going, like a rolling stone, like a rolling stone. It's, I don't know, 30 seconds or something like that. What's really cool though is in the most recent box set by Giles Martin of Let It Be, there's a much longer version of this, and it's much better. It's really cool. It's almost wish they would have put, at least make it a couple minutes on the album. So that's my number 12, Dig It, which means, of course, number 11 is going to be Maggie May, which kind of has Paul and John singing like this deep, almost like a Ringo style vocal. It's an old Liverpudlian folk song that they used to grow up with. Being from Liverpool, there were all sorts of fishermen and you know guys out on the docks that were singing these old sea shanties, and this was one of them. Um, Little fun fact about this song: if you saw the last installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean series, Paul McCartney makes a cameo as Jack Sparrow's uncle, and the moment that we see Paul is in a prison and he's singing Maggie May. So it's kind of cool. I thought that was really cool when I saw that movie in theaters. All right, now on to the 10 main tracks of the album. And number 10 of the first real tracks is Across the Universe. Now, this song became more popular, I would say, when the movie Across the Universe came out, where they used all sorts of Beatles music. And I know like more people of my generation like this song, but I'm generally not with people from my generation in terms of what they like and don't like. So it's my number 10. It's a good song. It's kind of a spiritual, mantra style song by John. Of course, the refrain is him singing Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world, and it's okay. There are some strings to the song. I think Yoko is singing background. There's another version that was released as a single, which is worse. The single version has like birds chirping and some noises from the natural world. It's never been my favorite on the album. I like it. I mean, I love the album. It's a great album, but something had to show up at number 10. Number 9 is another John song, which is called Dig a Pony. Of course, this was recorded up on the rooftop concert over um, London that the Beatles put on. It was their last live performance as a group, as the four of them. It's a great song, blistering vocals by John and Paul with the chorus of All I Want Is You. Everything just got to be just like you want it to, and then because, and then Ringo's got some great drumming and just some great guitar. Boom, go down, go down, go down. It's almost like where would the Beatles have gone going into the 70s is kind of what this song sounds like. It's kind of heavy, maybe like early Led Zeppelin, something like that. Number 8, this is a George Harrison track. The song is I, Me, Mine, which of course was also the title of George's book that came out much later. This is the last song that the Beatles put overdubs on before they broke up. So, if I'm remembering correctly, this is the last song that the Beatles worked on, you know, as the Beatles. There was some preliminary recording, and then they did some touch-ups to it in 1970, just before they officially broke up. Great guitar. George is kind of singing like in a higher octave voice. I first heard the song on the Beatles Rock Band back in 2009. Love it. I mean, I love George Harrison. I love him more as I get older. I love him, you know, in the Traveling Wilburys, his solo stuff. He's probably the coolest Beatle, I would say. He's not necessarily my favorite, but he's definitely the coolest, in my opinion. Number 7, this one might hurt your feelings a little bit, because this was a number 1 hit. The song is The Long and Winding Road, one of Paul's masterpieces, one of the songs that was the topic of contention when this record was released, because, of course, as we all know, the producer on this record for many of the songs was Phil Spector, who, of course, was known for lush arrangements, and he added a lot of extra strings once the Beatles kind of discarded this stuff, which really, you have to think, Phil Spector really saved a lot of this project, because the Beatles recorded this stuff, and then at the time, it was just sitting in the vault, and the Beatles moved on to their Abbey Road record. So Spector really did good work, and McCartney has talked, you know, kind of both ways about what he thought of Phil Spector's arrangements. But of course, the record that we all love has the lush strings. That was what the hit became. So maybe the reason it's so low, as you know, as often in life, is that it's overdone, it's overplayed. It's a masterpiece of a song. I can't deny that. Number 6 is the second George Harrison song. It's called For You Blue, which is like a 12-bar blues shuffle. Great vocals, great slide work by George. Kind of acoustic based, very old sounding. It just sounds like George is having a lot of fun. There's a great version that was done a few years ago by his son Donnie Harrison, and he sounds just like his dad playing it. It's great. So, and it's really gone up the older I get, the more I like that song. So 5 years ago, this one might have been lower. This one might have even been lower than Across the Universe, but I love it. Number 5, another song that, due to the box set, has really jumped in my rankings, and that is One After 909, which is a great John and Paul, it's a true Lennon McCartney song. They wrote it years before they were the huge Beatles, you know, and there are some versions of it that you can find on the anthology record, but it was just John and Paul having fun, kind of like, you know, one last hurrah. They're jamming, they're up on the rooftop. It sounds fantastic. You can hear them laughing and the smiling. It's just a rocking song, very 50s style, like a Train, Johnny Cash kind of song. So that's my number 5. Number 4 is the title song, Let It Be. Again, number 4, probably because it's overdone, but I couldn't put it higher just because of that. But in terms of like the actual songs and the true writing, I would say Let It Be is probably the best song in that regard. It's Paul's masterpiece, one of his many masterpieces. It's one of those songs that, you know, when Paul McCartney leaves this earth, that's one of the songs that they'll mention when talking about his life. And I mean, it's an anthem. It's, you know, the name of the original movie by Michael Lindsay Hogg. It's, you know, one of Paul's, you know, magnum opuses of sorts. We all know the song. I'm not going to go into it. Let It Be, number 4. Number 3 is the first track on the record. and that is Two of Us. Again, another real John Paul collaboration. Just great acoustic intro. I love to play it on guitar myself. Um, Great, just nice, easy drumming from Ringo with the just before they jump into the bridge of "You and I have memories." Um, just a great sounding song. I love it. I remember the first time I heard it when I first bought this record back in 2009. How much I love that song and how intimate it sounded and just how beautiful the acoustic guitars were. All right, top two. Number two is the name of the new film, the new documentary that's coming out. That's Get Back, another number one hit. Again, what can be said about this song? Number one and two could have been flip flopped. Get Back is just a rocking song. It's a great rocker. The single version, the album version, seeing them performing on the rooftop. Paul is just singing at his best. Billy Preston's killing it on the organ. I love it. You all know the song. Nothing more to be said. And number one might be a little bit of a surprise. I've loved it from the get-go. I've Got a Feeling. One of those songs where Paul and John kind of Frankenstein's two songs that they were working on, put them together, and made beauty. Again, I first heard this on the Beatles Rock Band and was blown away. Just, it's a killer rocker. Just the, all these years I've been wandering around, wondering how, Paul just hitting it. And then that guitar, which I think is done by John, the lead, and then Ringo, and I love John's lower harmony on that song. He's like, "Oh, please believe me." It's just fantastic. So that being said, those are my rankings of the 12 songs on Let It Be. Let me know about yours. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully in the next few days, once Thanksgiving and everything is done, I'll have a chance to watch the Get Back series, and I might even throw some comments out there about it. So take care. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, and I will talk to you all very, very soon.